Hi there and welcome back to Chasing Wisdom. Today we're going to continue with our series of how to CBT and how can you learn cognitive behavioral therapy and how can you improve your life with cognitive behavioral therapy. As usual, if you find this information useful, please push the like button. It helps the channel a lot. Subscribe for more info so you don't miss anything in the future. As usual, wisdom's cognitive behavioral therapy, global online psychotherapy, and motivation. You can get right now one free appointment with me, Rocco Di Pietro, 30 minutes for absolutely free and get a lot of value from that. But right now, let us continue with our work. Today, we're going to continue with cognitive distortion. So, we've said in the past that cognitive behavioral therapy deals with emotional pain, depression, anxiety, rage, obsessive compulsion, and all the other things that are correlated with bad emotions and feeling down in the dumps. So, cognitive behavioral therapy comes from the Stoics, comes from ancient philosophy, and especially from Epictetus, who said that we do not suffer because of things that happen to us, but we suffer because we give meaning to the things that happens to us. So it's not the things but the thoughts. And let us get to know a bit more of the cognitive distortions. So what are cognitive distortions? Cognitive distortions are a way of thinking that is not suitable and is not useful for our living, and they are essentially cons. They are conning us. They seem real, but usually are not real. And what are they? First of all, we have all or nothing thinking. All or nothing. Nothing thinking. And what does all or nothing thinking imply? It implies that we think in absolutes. So, absolutes, we polarize our life, or we make it seem worse than it is, make it one or the other pole. So we are essentially saying, for example, that it is either a tragedy, or comedy. In reality, in every genre, we have elements of both. We have all the elements. And life is not that simple. Life is not that easy or simple. We have on one hand, we have, for example, we can think that something is either good or bad. So, good or bad. So we think in opposites. For example, we can say that a person is either good or bad. Why is this not right to say? Because it is too simplistic. Think of it like that. You either feel, you can say that a person is good or bad, or a better way to say it, that a person did something on a scale from 1 to 100, for example. How much do you think that this person is good or bad? What about all his qualities or her qualities? What about all the qualities this. We are not as simple. We are complex beings. We are complex beings. And what happens? Usually it happens that we think that we are either good or bad. We think that we are either good or bad. And what does that cause us? It causes us to feel worthless. So we feel less worth. We feel that we have less worth. And what does this imply? It implies that we cannot feel good. But what if I tell you that you are not either good or bad, or worth less or more, but you as a human being have intrinsic value. So your value comes from your humanness. Your value comes from being human. Your value comes from being human. So it's not that you have to do something in order to achieve some worth, because you have intrinsic worth. You have worth in yourself, and as the saying goes, to somebody, to some people, you are worthy. But the most important person in your life is yourself. So you are the most important person in your life, and we're going to talk about taking care of yourself first, but not in a narcissistic way, because that's not healthy, but in a good way. We are going still to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about relationship with friends, co-workers. So friends, co-workers, and love. We're going to talk about relationships, we're going to talk about love, and we're going to talk about interpersonal relationships and how they work with one another. So if you go back, if you value yourself, how would you treat yourself? How would you speak with yourself? What kind of thoughts would you entertain? What kind of thoughts you entertain? Because our minds are like sponges. We take everything from our surroundings. So for example, in the morning, if you start your day like most people, you come in contact with bad news. Why we say they are bad news if we said that everything is on a scale, that nothing is either good or bad? Because usually what happens is that the news, to take your attention, they grab your attention with negativity, because we are inclined to feel negative. And I don't remember who said that, but essentially we are like Velcro for bad news, and like Teflon for good news. And this is natural. It is natural because we have been brought up like that, either brought up either naturally or by our culture. And it is important to think about that, because we are growing in a culture that usually focuses on the bad news, and we can do a lot to feel better. We can feel better by looking as objectively as possible to our lives, and we have to look as objectively as possible to the things that happen to us. So you can never say that you're worthless or worthful or something. You are worthy just because you are a human being. And the most important thing that you can think about in this life is to live your life fully, to look as objectively as possible. And it is very important to talk about these things when, especially if you feel a lot of depression, if you feel a lot of anxiety, if you're having trouble getting out of bed in the morning. And usually, if you cannot get up in the morning, it is probably because you have small goals. And we're going to talk about the Stoics, who said that what would Hercules do if he had no enemies? Enemies or no obstacles. And as we've said before, obstacles makes us stronger. By surmounting obstacles, we become stronger, because to surmount greater obstacles, we have to become better. And that's why it's very important to have them. So please, if you find some value in these videos, please share them, like them, smash the like button. It helps a lot the channel. And until next time, I wish you good luck and a lot of great feelings. Bye bye.